Hello everyone, my name is Choi from Seoul, Korea. I'm a professor in music and computer music at Seoul Institute of the Arts. I studied jazz at Berklee College of Music in Boston, also studied computer music in Brown University.
Hello, my name is Dr. Ruth Mueller. I'm from the US, but I studied for my PhD at the University of Sheffield in Northern England. Currently I'm teaching at St.Louis University in the United States as an adjunct professor in world music. So hopefully I'll develop more classes in different directions, such as Asian music more specifically, or possibly even East Asian musics.
First of all, the reason why we started this project is to introduce Korean traditional music to people who want to know more. And Ruth and I chat through the Facebook, and why don't we start TEDx for us to introduce Korean traditional music. Since you are in America, I'm in Korea, we can send back and forth our videos together, and then we combining it and uploading it to YouTube. That's the beginning.
My background is for my undergraduate and my master's. I did my studies in classical voice and I sang opera. But I was always very interested in music of different countries, and as well as different American music such as jazz. And coming from St. Louis, my hometown, is a very long history of jazz and blues. So this was very interesting to me. So after I finished my master's in performance in classical voice, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with that. So I decided to, if I was going to go into something like jazz, to go live in a different country for a while. I thought I would learn something about my own country. And so at this point I moved to Korea, to South Korea in 2005. And I lived in Pohang for 1 year, in Daejeon for 2 years, and then another 6 months I was in Seoul doing more field work.
Ruth and I have a very interesting background. She grew up with the jazz in St. Louis, and I grew up in Seoul, Korea, surrounded by Korean traditional music, but not noticing it because Korean people doesn't interesting to Korean traditional music that much. But I wanted to learn more about jazz, so I decided to go to Berklee College of Music to learn jazz in Boston. And somehow Ruth decided to come to Korea to study Korean traditional music. Isn't it interesting? In this time I studied the Gamungo specifically, which is why I have one here in my office, but also studied the Daegum, the Chango, and the Danso, which I don't play as well. But hopefully through this series and process I'll play things for you, and we can talk about how this music of Korea is unique and how it compares to different world musics. I've also studied Indian music a bit, and also teach African musics and Latin American music. Ruth just shows me a gamungo instrument, which is Korean traditional instrument, and I have a gayagum. It's a 12-string Korean traditional instrument, but I really don't know how to play it. I know how to make a sound, but I really don't know how to play. But since I studied computer music and I know how to programming it, so I made an app. This is a gayagum app. It's an iPhone, and I can play the gayagum sound, and I can play music. It's easy. So you can download it from App Store for free. Just type the gayagum. And Ruth and I decided to talk about Korean traditional music.
So hopefully we can see how this all compares and comes together, and what's unique about Korea, and I can teach you about my music and teach you something about yours even as well.
Dr. Ruth and I decided to discover Korean traditional music together, and we are going to talk about more about Korean traditional music. And this is the beginning of the entire show. We're definitely going to deal with the Korean contemporary music too, but we're not gonna go for Gangnam Style, which is famous in K-pop.
But I'd say we're gonna talk about Korean contemporary music, which is based on Korean traditional instrument. I can say that is K classic. We can talk about more in next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and you can follow us through the Facebook or Twitter. Thank you. Bye.